My community, it's a pretty war zone. There's always cops flying down the street. There's always a crime scene going on.
My son left out of the house, told me he would be back, soon. And he ended up on a bus where he was texting on his brand new phone that he got for Christmas. And apparently somebody that was sitting behind him began stabbing him repeatedly. So he never even knew what was happening.
My story about my friend Dre, who died when we were little kids. But then he got shot. While I saw him laying on the ground, I was traumatized.
I lost my son Jimmy, who was my oldest son, in August 20th, 1981. What happened was he had asked me could he go out to go to the block party. He wasn't gone 10 minutes when the kids ran back and said, "Miss Flint, Jimmy's been stabbed."
While we tend to think of post-traumatic stress disorder in terms of war or terrorist attacks, in fact, it can be the result of simply living in a neighborhood where violence is too often the norm, like the neighborhood surrounding Roxbury Presbyterian Church.
It was exactly 2:22. I don't know why I remember that, but I do. And the phone was ringing, I picked it up, and the other voice said, "You better get to Brigham and Women because Cory has been shot." I think I knew right away that he was gone. But it was a kind of numb feeling.
Deborah's son Cory was murdered in 2010, and she, like hundreds of others in our neighborhood, struggles to heal.
I helped my next door neighbor bury her son who was murdered in Walgreens parking lot, and they've threatened to kill my child at least 9 times. So
every week we open the doors of Roxbury Presbyterian Church for healing.
What we now know about trauma is, I think, one of the worst symptoms that come from it is the disconnection. And people will tell you that they're disconnected from themselves. And the more that we learn about this, we realize that connection and reconnecting is the way through healing.
Small details matter when you do landscape.
For teenagers, there is the CUSP program, Common Unity Summer Intensive.
I think it's a great starter program for anyone to get their kids involved and to get a job and have some job experience and have job skills.
For younger children, there is Learning Out Loud, a trauma-informed tutoring program.
What we provide here is a safe environment, and we give them an experience, again, where learning can be fun, where they're interacting and they're having fun while they're learning, but they're also building their social skills.
Our biggest event is Can We Talk? The last Thursday of each month, we invite people to gather to confront their pain.
My trauma started when I was about 10 years old. My family sent me to a summer camp up in Maine, and sadly, for the summer, I was raped by a Catholic priest.
Before, when I hear about all the shootings, it was always been, that's a shame. But now that I'm a mother who has lost a son, in my mind it's another mother that's crying, another family that's broken, another family that has to go through the pain. And I just want to just send a message saying this must stop. We as a people, we must stop this.
And just sitting there listening to people. At first I wouldn't talk, so I'm talking tonight. But you would just sit there and listen to people. And what I've learned about trauma is if you hold it in, it consumes you. It takes your body over. So now I talk about my son's story, and I talk about my life and the things that have happened in my life, and hoping that other people will hear these stories and come out and be able to talk about their story.
Why did you decide to put yourself out and join these public conversations about trauma?
Because I think I'm ready to do something. I want to be able to help someone. Even though I feel like I'm not, or I will never be over it, I feel I'm in a place now where I can reach out to somebody. Because, you know, when I see people who are just so raw, you know, like it just happened and they're just numb, I feel like maybe I could say something that would help them.
So we tell our stories. With shared meals and music, we learn to heal one voice, one step at a time.